When the McAllister family left on their Christmas vacation,
Didn't just let you know you just made it.
they forgot one small thing.
Terrible feeling. Did you lock up?
Yeah.
Do we set the timers on the lights?
What should we be getting?
Home alone.
Police in the northern suburbs are on the lookout for a pair of burglars who are calling themselves the Wet Bandits.
We know that you're in there.
It's Santa Claus himself.
They brought my property.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Where's your mother?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
What about your brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Where do you live?
Can't tell you that.
Why not?
Because you're a stranger.
I mean, what can a kid do to that?
Kids are stupid. I know I was.
You still are one.
This is it.
I don't care if I have to get out like a runaway hitchhike. I am going to get home to my son. I'm dressed like a chick.
Gus Polinski, Polka King of the Midwest. If you have to get to Chicago, we'll gladly drive you.
Hey guys.
Yesterday, he was just a kid. But tonight, he's a home security system.
You guys give up or you're thirsty for more?
From John Hughes,
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be your best Christmas ever.
a family comedy without the family. Home Alone.
Are you here all alone?
I'm 8 years old. Is he gonna be here alone? I don't think so.
Directed by Chris Columbus, coming November 16th.
November 16th, 1990. 1990. So I'm just thinking as I was watching that, has anyone left their kid at home before? Tom?
Yes.
Is there a good story behind that?
Dana playing ball, or Paul was playing ball. She had the other one down at the ball field. And I was at the house putzing around, and then I was going to join them. I get down there, and Mommy says, "Where's Melissa?" I said, "Oh."
I knew I was missing something.
Walk away, but
Anyone else forget their kid?
Doris.
Care to share? Because my rendition of the story is pretty entertaining.
Well, when Keith was a year old, we had another baby. And when we went to church, we left him on the couch. It was very nice until we got to church.
The church was done.
What's your story?
What's that?
What's your story?
No, that's pretty much how I remember it. Anyone else? You're an immunity. Oh, yeah?
We had just had Jackson and all went out to eat, and we got to the restaurant time, and we got up to leave, and we left him at the table. We realized that we went to pay before the bell, or I think we're missing something. Sitting on top of the table in his carrier.
The waiter's like, this is an unusual tip, right? Yeah. I usually get money, but... Anyone else? Oh, more to the story, that's what I thought. Go ahead.
No, our oldest son, Kenny, we left him at church one day and didn't even realize it, and one of our friends brought him home. And we liked it so well, we decided to do it with you.
Oh, I see. Knock, knock. Hey, good to see you guys. Here's your kid. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I see how it is. I see how it is. All right, fun movie, Home Alone. So talking about Christmas movies, this all the way up until we're going to look at Elf, The Grinch, Christmas Vacation, and then Christmas Eve is Charlie Brown Christmas. So share that with people, let them know what we're talking about, what we're up to. So we're looking at hope tonight, talking about hope. Hope goes with hope, peace, joy, love, all kind of wrap around the Advent season as we prepare our hearts and our minds and our time, our families for Christmas. We're going to talk about hope tonight. So let's just start with the question here. I need your answer to this question. What do we hope for? When you hear people say, I hope, what comes next? So I'm going to give you like a minute here to talk at your table. Give me a little Christmas music in the background, and I need to hear your answers to this question. What do we hope for? Okay? Go ahead and take a minute to talk about that. Let me know what you come up with. All right, friends, there we go. What do we hope for? I hope you have some answers. What you got? What? You hope for no homework. I hope for no homework. You hope for the homeless. Oh, okay. Good, good. All right, so got you homeless. Thank you. Others, yeah. World peace. We hope for world peace. Keep going. Give me more. Oh, way back there. I see it.
Snow days.
Snow days. Snow days. Very good.
Good health.
Yes. Okay. Good health. Yeah.
Sleep.
Sleep. Yes. Oh, for a good night's sleep. Very good. Give me another one. What's that? Safety of our families. Yeah, sounds good. We talked about we hope for that our kids know God. We hope for world peace. We already said that one. We hope they don't move too far away. And I hope for snow on Christmas Eve. How cool would that be? Now you didn't mention, especially after this afternoon's activities on the TV, you didn't hope for, what? The Browns to win, right?
Gotta draw a line somewhere.
I'm beyond
You say God can't even help with this one? Just check off the list. Thank you for playing.
All you can do is
So last week, check this out, last week, and unfortunately it's ruined with today's loss, but somebody came up with that the Browns could indeed make the playoffs had they won tonight, all right? So look at the 47 things that had to happen for the Browns to win. Here, check out this little video. These 47 things all happened. Ooh, week 12. We already lost it. At 6 and 10. That didn't happen, it didn't. So now we're just going to hope for a win or two, right? This season. So, all right. So, yeah, right. Following off, we talk about the Browns. Why do we put hope in things that will disappoint us? Just the way it fell together. But we do that, don't we? Or you hear that in your friends and your families. They put their hope in maybe it's a new job. They put their hope in money. They put their hope in material things. And we're here today to say, our hope is founded in God and founded in our relationship with Jesus. That's where our hope lies. Psalm 39:7 says, "But now, Lord, what do I look for? My hope is in you." My hope is in you. That's where we're grounded at, friends, right? God is our hope. Helps us through the hard times, helps us through the good times. That's where our hope lies. So as we get into the movie of Home Alone, Kevin was the little 8-year-old boy, and this scene you're about to watch, he gets upset with his family members, and so kind of sends them into exile up into the attic, and that's where he gets left. And so then he ends up home alone. See how that works there? So we're going to look at this, and after watching this clip, it actually kind of lined up with a story from the Bible, so I'm going to share that with you in just a second. But take a look and see how does Kevin end up in the attic.
Has to make trouble. I'm the only one getting dumped up.
You're the only one acting up. Now get upstairs.
I am upstairs, dummy. Third floor?
Go.
It's scary up there.
Don't be silly. Floor will be up in the water.
I don't want a super fella. You know about him. He wets the bed. He'll pee all over me. I know it.
Fine. We'll put him somewhere else.
I'm sorry.
It's too late. Get upstairs.
Everyone in this family hates me.
Then maybe you should ask Santa for a new family.
I don't want a new family. I don't want any family. Families suck.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I don't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life. And I don't want to see anybody else either.
I hope you don't mean that. We'd feel pretty sad if you woke up tomorrow morning and you didn't have a family.
No, it wouldn't.
Then say it again. Maybe it'll happen.
I hope I never see any jerks again.
Ooh, touchy time there, isn't it? So I'm watching that scene, and then I'm like, man, this sounds familiar and looks familiar. Now, if we look at the beginning, the very first sentence here of the prodigal son parable, found in Luke 15, there's a big correlation here. Jesus continued. He said, there's a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, Father, give me my share of the estate. So he divided his property between them. They'll just stay right there for a second on that slide. So what he's asking for is his inheritance. He wants his inheritance now. And so to get an inheritance, right, somebody has to die. So he went to his father and he said, can I have my inheritance? Same thing as Kevin just said to his family. I never want to see you guys again. I think you're jerks and I hate you all. Same thing here that the prodigal son said, you know what, I just wish you were dead, basically is what he said to him. And then he's going to take that money and go out and live life like he thinks should be lived, right? Kevin had the same thing after he got left home alone. He jumped on the beds, he ate ice cream and popcorn, he watched movies he shouldn't have, he did everything he could have while he was away. But there's hope in this story. There's hope. If we go down to verse 17, I like the first phrase, when he came to his senses, right? That means there was hope. He was remembered and reminded that there was hope. When he came to his senses, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father. You see, he wouldn't have headed back to his father if he had no hope. He had hope that his father would take him back. You see how that's working? And he said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. So he got up and he went to his father. So that story really plays out well there, and we see that there's hope. And we know that Kevin, as the movie goes on, was hoping to see his family once again. And you see, Kevin, and this really applies to us here, sometimes just having a bad day, we have to tell ourselves this, doesn't mean it's a bad life. All right? Do you ever do that? Just get so down on yourself, you're having a bad day, and you think, man, my life is just awful. What am I doing? Go flip to that next slide there for me. Having a bad day doesn't mean it's a bad life. Because there's hope. No matter what's going on in our life, if we've got God in us and we've got Jesus in us and we're following God, we have hope. Even if it's the worst day of our life. I was telling some kids at school last week, and we were talking about, well, how do we get past these difficult days? I said, get yourself around some friends that'll lift you up, that'll make you laugh, that'll take care of you. Go do something that you can de-stress yourself with, and be reminded that there is hope. That this is just a bad day. This is one day. Now, in the teaching profession, I learned this early. One of my first jobs, I was teaching out at Worcester High School, And I had a great day. 7 or 8 classes went smooth. I got to the last class of the day, and that was like where all the juvenile delinquents were in that same class, all right? And it made for a difficult end of the day. So what would I do as a young teacher? I carried that terror. Are you listening to me? Where's she at? Okay, good. Take notes on this. Right? I would take that home with me, and then I'd come up bear it to the house, and I'd be yelling at people. And did I do that? Yes? No? Oh, that's good. All right. But it would just set the whole evening. You're like, oh, how was your day? It was awful. That was our response. No, the day wasn't awful. Last class was bad, but the rest of the day was really good. Or if you had that class at the beginning of the day, then is that what you're working on now? Yeah. So we gotta, it's not a bad life, right? It's just a bad class. And then we gotta make sure these other wonderful kids get our full love and attention, right? And we can work on that. But boy, is it easy. Because one bad day might turn into 2 or to 3 or even a whole week, right? But we've got hope. God gives us hope. Christmas is about what happens in that manger. That's hope. And that hope is here for us. You see, hope is knowing it's going to be okay. Hope is knowing no matter what you're going through. And I know our family has been through some rough times with just shocked by the loss of my aunt. It's just tough, but it makes it a little bit easier knowing that she's up in heaven baking some cookies for God. Probably even kicked him out of his own kitchen and say, I'm going to do the baking from now on. You just go sit and relax, because that's what she was doing, right? But we know it's going to be okay. It doesn't, it hurts. It makes us sad still. But we know that she's with God, and that's our hope. So this next clip is a fun little one. Kevin, he was scared in his house, and he decides, I'm going to take my house in control. This is my house. I'm going to protect it. So he declares, I am not afraid anymore. Just like when our hope, we pick ourselves back up, and then let's see what happens when he says, I'm going to be all right. Here goes.
This is ridiculous. Only a wimp would be hiding under a bed. I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house.
All right, there we go. Do you ever feel like that? You get your courage up and things are going well. You go out there and then something spooks you and you just want to run back and hide in your covers. So at the end of the movie, that guy ends up saving Kevin at the very end. Isn't that funny? But hope is being optimistic about your future. You're understanding that this isn't the end. This doesn't mean that whatever happened today is not the end of it. We still got more. God is with us. God is pushing for us. God's fighting for us. Did you ever hear that phrase, God is all around you? He's in front of you. He's behind you. He's beside you. We got hope as we work through life. So let's look at Psalm chapter 3 here. Chapter 3, verses 2 through 6. Many are saying of me, God will not deliver him. But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. If I call out to the Lord and he answers me from his holy mountain, I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear though tens of thousands assail me on every side. There's that moment in life when you're just getting hit from every side, aren't you? But God says, I got you. I've got you covered. You're going to be okay. It's all about hope. We've got a plan, and God's walking us through that, right? And we know that God is protecting us. Now this next clip, Kevin comes up with his own plan, right? And he's ready to protect his house. And so he's ready. He's got his plan. He has hope. You can see he's brimming with hope. And these two bandits come to steal from his house. So let's watch and see how this one plays out.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Merry Christmas, little fella. We know that you're in there and that you're all alone.
Yeah, come on, kid, open up. It's Santa Claus. And it's Elf.
We're not gonna hurt you.
No. Got some nice presents for you.
Be a good little fella now and open the door.
What? What happened?
Hello.
Jerk his arm! That's it! I'm going to the front, you go to the basement!
All right, so hilarity ensues, but he had a plan. He was hopeful of what was going to happen, and he was ready to protect his house. Hope is being optimistic about your future, understanding that God is along for the ride, not just for a part of it, but the entire way about it. So Job 11:13 through 20, we're going to read a little bit more scripture here, sharing us about hope. There's an article out there, you're going to have to Google it when you get home, about how many of the injuries in that movie would have actually killed the person right on the spot, and how much the medical bills would have been from all of those things. So it's pretty entertaining. All right, Job 11 here. If you devote your heart to Him and stretch out your hands to Him, if you put away the sin that is in your hand and allow no evil to dwell in your tent, then, free of fault, you will lift up your face. You will stand firm and without fear. You will surely forget your trouble, recalling it only as waters gone by. Life will be brighter than the noonday, and darkness will become like morning. You will be secure because there is hope. You will look about you and take your rest in safety. You will lie down with no one to make you afraid, and many will court your favor. But the eyes of the wicked will fail, and escape will elude them. Their hope will become a dying gasp. Go back one slide from the way up. Verse 18. You will be secure because there is hope. You will look about you and take your rest in safety. You see, hope means greater things are yet to come. Wherever you are right now, whatever you're dealing with is not the final answer. Hope is yet to come because God is working. God is working behind the scenes that we don't even know. He's making this happen. He's making sure this falls in place. So at the right time, the perfect divine time, God has got you all lined up. And that's what hope is about. Psalm 147:11. The Lord delights in those who fear Him, who put their, say it, hope in His unfailing love. That's what we're looking at for this Christmas season, this time of Advent. Hope is on the way. So as we prepare for Christmas Eve and for Christmas, we can know without a doubt that when we look at this manger and we're reminded that this little baby Jesus was sent just for us, hope is on the way. Would you have a word of prayer, please? Dear God, we just thank you for this time in the year. This exciting time, sometimes a sad time, or maybe uneasy, changes going on in life. Lord, we sit back and just take a breath and know that our hope out of all of this lies right here in this manger. Lies in you. Lies in our relationship with Jesus. With everything else gone, we still have hope. God, help us to be that light, that hope for someone in our circle of friends, our circle of family and workers. We know that there's people out there, and God, lead us to help us to give an encouraging word, a reminder of hope in whatever life brings us. We know there's so many people out there, they're searching for hope, or they just feel hopeless. where they can't catch a break, they can't find any hope. God, help us to be the deliverer of good news, of great news, that hope is here and hope lies in you. Be with us, God. Put us in the right place to be able to talk to the right people, to share this message that we have of hope in you. In the name of Jesus, we ask this. Amen.